Welcome back to the channel Valuable Coins History. Coin lovers, today we're diving deep into one of America's most fascinating and potentially valuable coins top 4. First up, the 1943 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. This simple 5-cent piece, minted during the height of World War II, holds secrets worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in today's market. If you have one of these in your old collection or change jar, you could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. The 1943 Jefferson nickel is not just another ordinary coin. It's part of a special wartime issue known as a silver nickels or wartime nickels. During World War II, the United States needed nickel metal for military production, especially for armor plating. So, from 1942 to 1945, the U.S. Mint changed the composition of the nickel. These special coins were made of 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese, making them not only historically important, but also valuable for their silver content. The 1943 Jefferson nickel, without a mint mark, was minted in Philadelphia, which means it carries no letter below Monticello on the reverse side. However, this was the first time the U.S. Mint placed large mint marks above the dome of Monticello for silver nickels. So if yours is no mint mark at all, it might be something truly special. It could either be an early die or an extremely rare mint error, which collectors hunt for endlessly. Ordinary circulated 1943 Philadelphia nickels usually sell for around $1 to $3 because of their silver content. But the real magic begins when we talk about mint condition or error coins. High-grade uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS-67 or MS-68 by PCGS or NGC, can bring anywhere from $500 to over $2,000 at auctions. But that's just the beginning. Now let's talk about the rare variations and error strikes that make this 1943 nickel a true jackpot. There are coins discovered with double die obverse, DDO, errors, off-center strikes, and even die cracks that add significant value. Some double die examples show clear doubling on Jefferson's eye, nose, or the words, "In God We Trust." Depending on how visible the error is, these pieces can sell for $5,000 or more. The most desirable 1943 nickel errors are the no mint mark silver composition varieties that were struck on wrong planchets. For instance, if a 1943 nickel was mistakenly struck on a steel cent planchet or regular copper planchet, these are ultra rare and have been sold for up to $30,000 or more in top condition. Imagine finding one of these tiny treasures in an old coin box or inherited collection. Instant wealth overnight. One of the most famous examples of the 1943 no mint mark Jefferson nickel was auctioned by Heritage Auctions for over $14,000 because it was in pristine condition and featured an incredible strike. Such coins represent the perfect combination of history, rarity, and preservation. Collectors will pay premium prices for coins that have deep luster, strong details, and no wear on Jefferson's cheek or hairline. If you want to check whether your 1943 nickel is valuable, here's what you need to do. First, look closely above Monticello's dome on the back. If there is no mint mark and the coin seems to have a silvery tone, it might be the Philadelphia issue. Then, look at the surface. Does it have a mirror-like shine, or can you spot any doubling or die errors? The more unique or perfect your coin looks, the more it might be worth. Collectors and investors alike love these wartime nickels not just for their metal value, but also for their historical charm. They tell the story of America's strength during World War II, when even coins had to be altered to support the war effort. Holding a 1943 Jefferson nickel is like holding a tiny piece of American history. One that could also make you rich. Now, here's a key tip. If you believe your 1943 nickel is special, do not clean it. Cleaning can drastically reduce its value. Instead, handle it carefully by the edges and store it in a protective holder. Then, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its authenticity and grade. A coin that grades MS-67 or higher can easily sell in the thousands of dollars range. In 2023 and 2024 auctions, several high-grade 1943 Jefferson nickels sold for massive prices. One MS-68 example without a mint mark reached nearly $10,500, proving that even a small 5-cent coin can compete with gold and silver when it comes to collector demand. The combination of silver metal, wartime history, and low survival rates in top condition drives these incredible values. So, if you ever come across a 1943 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, take a moment to study it closely. Don't just see it as a coin, see it as an opportunity. It could be your ticket to wealth, or at least a valuable addition to your coin collection. Many people have found such coins in old family piggy banks, drawers, or inherited coin jars, and ended up with coins worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. To wrap it up, the 1943 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is more than a 5-cent piece. It's a hidden treasure. Whether it's a high-grade silver wartime coin, a rare error, or a perfectly preserved piece of U.S. history, its value can skyrocket in today's collector's market. So go ahead, check your change, your old coin albums, or that forgotten tin box in attic. Because one of these tiny nickels might just make you rich overnight. Next up today, we're diving deep into one of the most valuable and rarest nickels in U.S. history, the 1944 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. This coin might look ordinary, but its worth in today's market could blow your mind. Stay tuned till the end, because the value of this wartime nickel can truly change your fortune. The 1944 Jefferson nickel was produced during one of the most crucial times in American history, World War II. Between 1942 and 1945, the U.S. Mint made special nickels using a unique wartime metal composition. Because nickel was a critical material for military equipment, these coins were made of 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese. That's right, silver nickels. The 1944 nickel is part of this special wartime series, making it more than just a regular coin. Now here's where it gets fascinating. Most 1,944 nickels were struck with mint marks, either P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco, placed above the Monticello building on the reverse side. But some incredibly rare coins were struck without any mint mark at all. These are called the 1944 no mint mark Jefferson nickels, and they are highly sought after because they were never supposed to exist. This rarity is what gives them their incredible value. So, how did this rare no mint mark version appear? It's believed that during the minting process, a leftover die from 1941 or 1942, when mint marks were still positioned differently, was mistakenly used. This created a small batch of 1944 nickels that missed the P mint mark above Monticello. Since wartime nickels were legally required to have the mint mark, these coins became an accidental treasure, a genuine minting error that slipped into circulation. On the obverse, you'll see the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag, facing left with the word, "In God We Trust" on the left and "Liberty 1944" on the right. The reverse side shows Jefferson's home, Monticello, with the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. The missing mint mark above Monticello is what sets this rare version apart from the others. If you suspect you have a 1944 nickel without a mint mark, take a close look at the back. The mint mark should appear above Monticello. If it's not there, and the coin still has the wartime silver tone, you might just be holding the rare treasure we're talking about. But be careful. Many regular nickels have been cleaned or damaged, and that can make the mint mark look missing. Always verify your coin with a professional grader or numismatic expert. One easy way to confirm if your 1944 nickel is indeed a wartime silver coin is by doing a magnet test. Because these nickels were made with silver and manganese instead of nickel, they won't stick to a magnet. If your coin fails to stick and lacks a mint mark, you might have one of the most valuable Jefferson nickels ever made. The 1944 Jefferson nickel is more than a coin. It's a piece of wartime history. During this time, every resource mattered. Even coins were redesigned to support the war effort. These nickels carry the story of a nation uniting to win the war, and that historical weight adds to their value, especially for collectors who appreciate coins with a story behind them. In today's coin market, collectors are constantly searching for unique minting errors, and the 1944 no mint mark nickel stands out as one of the most desirable. Because so few were made, and even fewer have survived in good condition, the demand is extremely high. Auctions have seen bidding wars for high-grade examples of this rare coin. Even in circulated condition, a 1944 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel can fetch hundreds of dollars. Coins that show light where can easily sell between $150 to $400, depending on the buyer and condition. That's a huge return for something that once bought a piece of candy. But here's where things get truly exciting. A 1944 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel in mint state, MS65 or higher, can sell for thousands of dollars. In auctions, some have reached over $10,000, depending on the luster, strike quality, and silver toning. And if your coin is graded by PCGS or NGC and confirmed as genuine, you could be looking at a life-changing payday. The most expensive examples of this coin have sold at major numismatic auctions for astonishing prices. One pristine MS67 plus graded 1944 no mint mark Jefferson nickel reportedly sold for nearly $15,000. These record prices continue to climb as more collectors compete for few remaining uncirculated specimens in the market. If you believe you own one of these coins, do not clean or polish it. That can drastically reduce its value. Instead, store it in a protective holder and get it authenticated by a reputable grading company like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. Once verified, you can list it in major auctions or sell it through trusted coin dealers to get its maximum value. So there you have it. The 1944 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, a 5-cent coin that can make you rich overnight. Its combination of wartime history, minting error, and rarity make it one of the most valuable nickels in the world. Go check your old coin jars. Search through those pocket change collections, because who knows, you might be holding a piece of American history worth thousands of dollars. Next up, did you know that a simple 5-cent coin from 1923 could be worth a fortune today? Yes, you heard that right. The 1923 no-mint mark United States 5-cent coin, also known as a Buffalo nickel, is one of those rare coins that can turn ordinary pocket change into life-changing wealth. This coin's value has skyrocketed in today's collector's market, and if you happen to own one, you might be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. The 1923 no-mint mark 5-cent coin is part of the famous Buffalo nickel series, designed by sculptor James Earl Fraser. On the obverse side, it proudly displays a portrait of a Native American chief, symbolizing the spirit and heritage of early America. Flip it over, and you'll see a mighty American bison, often called a buffalo, standing tall on the plains. These design details make the 1923 nickel one of the most beautiful and historically rich coins ever produced by the U.S. Mint. Now, when we say no mint mark, it means this coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Back in 1923, the Philadelphia Mint didn't use any mint marks, which is why you won't see a D or S on it. But don't be fooled. The absence of a mint mark doesn't mean it's common or low in value. In fact, some of the rarest and most valuable coins in history have come straight out of Philadelphia. Let's take a quick step back in time. The year 1923 was a challenging era for the United States. The country was recovering from World War I and entering the roaring 20s, a decade of change and prosperity. Money was hard to come by, and few people were thinking about saving coins. Because of this, finding a 1923 nickel in pristine condition today is incredibly rare, and that scarcity is what drives its unbelievable value. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. Most 1923 nickels found today are heavily worn from circulation. The details of the buffalo and the Native American are often faded. But if you have one that still shows sharp detail, especially the buffalo's horn and the Native American's hair braid, you could be holding a treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition are where the real money lies. Professional coin grading is key to determining a coin's true worth. If your 1923 nickel is graded by top agencies like PCGS or NGC and falls into grades such as MS63, MS65, or even higher, its value jumps dramatically. Collectors are willing to pay premium prices for graded coins with strong luster, minimal scratches, and full design details. In some cases, these coins have fetched jaw-dropping prices at major auctions. So, what's the general value of a 1923 no-mint mark Buffalo nickel today? Well, Even a heavily circulated coin can be worth between $2 to $10, which already beats its face value. But in fine to extremely fine condition, the price can easily rise to $40 to $100. If you're lucky enough to have an uncirculated specimen, we're talking anywhere between $250 and $1,000 or more. And that's just the starting point. Here's where things get exciting. Some 1923 Buffalo nickels in near-perfect condition have sold for unbelievable sums. In recent years, high-grade examples have achieved auction prices of over $6,000 to $10,000. One exceptional coin, graded MS-67 by PCGS, fetched an eye-popping $12,000 at auction. Imagine owning a 5-cent coin that's worth more than a brand new car. That's how powerful coin collecting can be. The 1923 nickel's worth isn't just about its age. It's about rarity, condition, and historical beauty. Collectors admire it for its deep connection to America's cultural heritage, its unique design, and the fact that only a limited number of high-grade examples have survived a century of wear. Each coin tells a story of America's past, making it more than just metal. It's a piece of national history. If you have a 1923 Buffalo nickel, here's what you need to look for. Strong details on a Native American's cheekbone and hair braid, a clearly visible buffalo horn, and a readable 5 cents at the bottom. If all these features are sharp, you may be in for a surprise. Coins with full details and original mint luster are the ones that command massive prices. But wait, there's more. Some 1923 nickels come with minting errors, such as double die obverse, weak strikes, or planchet flaws. These mistakes, though unintentional, make a coin even rarer and more desirable. Error coins from this year have sold for thousands of dollars because collectors love unique pieces that stand out from the rest. If you think you might own a valuable 1923 no-mint mark nickel, don't rush to sell it at face value. Take it to a reputable coin dealer or send it to a grading service. You can also check online auction records for similar coins. With the right buyer, your nickel could turn into a 5-figure payday, quite literally making you rich overnight. So next time you come across an old 5-cent coin, don't ignore it. It could be your golden ticket. The 1923 no-mint mark Buffalo nickel is living proof that even the smallest pieces of change can hold massive value. Whether you're a collector, an investor, or someone who just stumbled upon a family coin jar, this nickel has the potential to change your fortune forever. Check your pockets, check your drawers, because the next rare treasure might already be in your hands. Next up today, we're diving deep into one of the most incredible and jaw-dropping coins in U.S. history, the 1924 no-mint mark 5-cent coin, also known as a Buffalo nickel. This humble-looking coin could be hiding in an old jar, drawer, or inherited collection, but what makes it unbelievable is its massive value in today's market. You won't believe how much collectors are willing to pay for this rare piece. Some examples have sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and in pristine condition, it could make you rich overnight. Let's start with the basics. The 1924 5-cent coin without a mint mark was minted in Philadelphia, the main mint facility of the United States. No mint mark means it wasn't made in Denver or San Francisco, but right at the heart of America's coin production. This coin is part of the Buffalo Nickel series, which ran from 1913 to 1938, a design that celebrates both Native American heritage and the spirit of the American frontier. It's not just money, it's a slice of history struck in metal. On the obverse or front of the coin, you'll find a proud Native American portrait, a composite of 3 real-life chiefs, including Iron Tail and 2 moons. The detail in the feathers and facial features makes this design one of the most beloved in U.S. coinage. On the reverse side, you'll find the majestic American bison, often referred to as the buffalo, standing on a mound of earth. The word 5 cents sits below, and the phrase United States of America arches proudly above. Now, what makes the 1924 no-mint mark nickel stand out isn't just its beautiful design. It's the rarity and condition that determine its astronomical worth. Millions were minted, yes, but only a small fraction survived in top grades. Most circulated heavily during the 1920s and 1930s, worn down from use in a time when every cent mattered. So, finding one with sharp details, full rims, and no major wears like finding a treasure chest in plain sight. In good condition, a 1924 no-mint mark 5-cent coin might bring you around $3 to $5. Not much. But once you move up the ladder, the story changes dramatically. In extremely fine XF condition, prices can easily jump to $25 to $50. However, it's the mint state coins, MS-65 and above, that truly make collectors' hearts race. In these pristine grades, untouched by circulation, the value explodes into the thousands. One of the most jaw-dropping sales came from a 1924 Buffalo nickel graded MS-67 by PCGS. It fetched over $14,000 at auction. That's right, a 5-cent coin sold for the price of a car. And higher grade examples could go even further if they exhibit brilliant luster, perfect strike, and full details on both the Native American portrait and the buffalo. The market for rare nickels has been booming, and this coin sits among the stars of that trend. Collectors especially love coins with strong details on the buffalo's horn and tail and on the Indian's braid and cheekbone. If those areas are fully visible, your coin could be worth many times more than a regular worn example. Even subtle variations in the strike, known as die varieties, can add major value. Some 1924 nickels have die cracks or double features, which specialists pay top dollar for. Now, here's a secret many collectors don't know. The Philadelphia Mint's 1924 nickels often had softer strikes, meaning full, sharp details are hard to find. That's why a well-struck 1924 no-mint mark nickel is so rare and sought after. If you happen to own one with crisp details and minimal wear, you could be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. To identify if your coin has no mint mark, simply flip it over and look just below the words 5 cents. If there's no small letter D or S, you have a Philadelphia minted coin. That's a version we're focusing on today. The one that, in top condition, has shocked auction houses and stunned collectors with its massive selling prices. What's truly exciting about this coin is that it still turns up in collections and estates today. People often inherit jars of old nickels without realizing the hidden gems inside. Imagine checking your grandparents' old coin stash and discovering a bright, uncirculated 1924 no-mint mark nickel. That small coin could change your financial destiny overnight. Experts suggest that anyone finding a 1924 nickel should avoid cleaning or polishing it. Doing so can destroy the coin's surface and reduce its value by thousands of dollars. Instead, store it safely in a coin holder and get it graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. A certified coin not only looks more professional, but also multiplies its resale value. The 1924 no-mint mark Buffalo nickel is more than just a collectible. It's a tangible piece of American history that reflects craftsmanship, heritage, and rarity. As the years pass, surviving examples in top condition will only become scarcer, driving prices even higher. Some experts predict that pristine examples could reach $20,000 to $25,000 in the near future as the market for vintage U.S. coins keeps heating up. So, if you got a handful of old nickels lying around, it's time to check them closely. That 1924 no-mint mark 5-cent coin could be your ticket to instant fortune. Don't underestimate its power. What once bought a loaf of bread in the 1920s can now buy you a new car, a vacation, or even a down payment on a house. Thanks for watching, and if you love discovering the stories and hidden value behind rare U.S. coins, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because your next coin could be worth a lifetime of luck and wealth.